Hey Virgo, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for March 26, 2025. This is for Virgo. Last shuffle coming out for Virgo. Let's see what's going on, Virgo. So, Virgo, we have decrease and then we have a creative endeavor. So, what's happening now is that you can probably rest or not, try to think on your feet. Someone is not having to think so much on their feet. Something, it's really important here that you realize that people around you are slowing down. Uh, Things may slow down around you. Like we finally, you know how you reach a goal and then there's a climax. You know how you're inclining, you get to the top of the mountain. Now it's like, well, there's no more movement. There's no more action. It seems like people are kind of satisfied with where they are in your space. They're satisfied, so they're not going to put together or put forward so much effort. If anything, now it's about making peace with or being patient in this moment, kind of thing. Healing, getting yourself together, relaxing, resting, just basking in some energy of like, well, I mean, hey, I did what I had to do. I, killed it. I went straight, you know what I mean? I went for it, and hey, I've reached this point. Maybe it's time to settle, to relax a little. But I'm seeing the World, Ten of Cups, Sun, and Hierophant with the decrease. It looks like people around you are going to be kind of like good with where they are. They're going to start to develop a routine of like, okay, so you know how if you're building a house and finally the house is built, we've moved in, we've unpacked. Now what do we do? That kind of energy. We're finally in the house. Like, so now we're developing a routine. Well, today I'm, just going to do this. I'm going to do that to maintain it because I'm happy. I'm satisfied. So there's some energy of that going around you, um, and this is in all areas of your life. Like even in relationships, they're giving off a vibe of like, let things unfold naturally. Now you've already done the groundwork. We're already there. So like, let things happen. You know, and make memories now. Now's the time to really focus on the memories you're making, not trying to either establish the relationship or get it to a place where you're happy. There's a vibe of like, okay, we'll let things happen and then start making memories with this person, start getting to know them in a sense, or get to know who they are now. Even if you've been in a relationship for a while, maybe we've built things up to where we're comfortable with each other. Now we're comfortable, so let's just get to know each other in our comfort. Sorry about the mic. I mean the mic and the camera. But a creative endeavor with the temperance and lovers would tell me that there's something that happens where it's like you realize that you have to be patient and choose and decide to just be at peace with things, to decide to establish that balance where you are now. And by establishing the balance, it's about being patient. Sorry about this. I'm going to have to adjust. I apologize. So, establishing that energy like, okay, well, we're good, let's just see where this goes. It does kind of give the energy of taking the lead, but it's about taking the lead in a way where you realize that there's nothing really like, it's important now to communicate and talk. It's not time now to tell someone like how we would do, telling people what we want them to do. Now it's time to see what they would do without you telling them and directing them, but taking the lead as far as communicating, starting the conversations, right? If this is romantic, and it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be in any situation. It's like start the conversation, ask questions. There may be some difficulties with this, and it's mostly because we're transitioning. I'm seeing a transition from having to build something, and then now it's like, well, it's built. Now what are we going to do with it? But they're saying you've got this, like, push through. I'm seeing angel number 4444. This is usually a number of blessings in disguise, that the obstacles or hardships that you're facing, they're passing, but there's always an obstacle or hardship when we're going through, because it breaks down to a singular seven. So it's like there's always now there's the scientific phase right now where we're asking questions, we're getting to know the situation, we ran our, we're running tests now to make sure it's stable, kind of thing. But if you're struggling or feeling lost, there's an energy of um, a change. The winds are changing, blowing in your favor, and that kind of embodies that Sagittarian energy that I'm seeing here. It's like things are blowing in your favor, and patience will build, like patience will pay off. But some things will fall away, right? Some things will fall away, but you're building the framework for something so much better in this energy. So it's very important that you kind of decide or choose to just be like, let's see, let's gauge the equilibrium that we have established now. You know, you want to incorporate purple. Where in the heck did this come from? Okay, this flew out, so I'm just going to leave it there. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll just do that because I didn't even see where it came from. It probably came from here. But there's a need to be optimistic about how things are working. Okay. There's a need to just be kind of solid and confident in how things are working, how things are going. But incorporate purple because it does vibrate on the frequency of mental clarity or the development of mental clarity. So it'll be easy for you to communicate and then to hear back what needs to be heard instead of, you know, how we listen to retort. We listen to be like, okay, this is what I want to say back, but this would help you to be able to hear what's really being said. And in order to be in that space too, it's like almost to say to yourself, like, today I'm filled with energy and overflowing with joy, right? I'm in that space. Therefore, now you're able to hear and also able to work from a place of optimism. Like, I know things are going to be great, right? You're able to express yourself in a creative way because they're asking for that. Express yourself creatively, but be honest, be clear about what you're trying to say. Don't lead with innuendo. Lead with what you really want to say, but also don't expect or try to control the responses back to you, kind of thing. Not to say that that's what you do, but there's an inclination for it. It looks like here, because I'm seeing on the flip side, on one side, I'm entitled to getting this response, or on the other side, it's, you know what, whatever it is, I'm going to work with it. This is improv night, you know, because Virgos, y'all are funny. Okay. I don't know about y'all. Every conversation I've ever had with a Virgo, funny as crap. I'm always cracking up because of just the way you guys think. It's like you see things differently. You see the details, and this is the funniest thing. And you could be that energy. You know, you play it safe here and be very confident, but also I would say be confident, but keep things very light. Keep things very, I would say, jovial, funny. I would also try to relate to the other person rather than control how they respond, or you know what I mean. Relate to them, play it safe, and just and be very casual about most things, and allow people to like start that conversation. How are you doing? And then let the response come back, and then kind of play it by ear, but don't try to control how they feel about a situation. Wow, that's interesting. You know, how do you feel about it? Allow them to say how they feel about it. Wow, yeah, I could see that. And also to understand that you're being called to be like the mm, like a healer, okay? And how this would look is the joyful energy or the optimism is going to heal someone. Being optimistic, but not saying you shouldn't look at it that way, but more like, you know, hmm, I believe in you, right? That instead of saying, you know, you shouldn't feel that way or something. I believe in you. I believe you'll figure it out. I'm sure you'll know what to do, right? That kind of energy. I'm sure you'll get through this. Whichever way it goes, I'm sure you'll figure this out. I'm sure, you know, that kind of thing. It's like you're encouraging someone to think for themselves, and also you're making memories, and then you're also, the situations are truly unfolding naturally. You will give them a chance to take it in, and then there's a balance there. I hope that makes sense. I'm seeing a stag. Third house and fifth house may be very important. The creative way to convey messages is important there in that energy. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, a Leo really, really strongly. We have Gemini, Sagittarius, and Taurus here. But we also have Aries. So you could be a Leo Virgo cusp. You could be dealing with an Aries Taurus cusp. We have Sagittarius Capricorn cusp, Cancer Leo cusp, Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, or Pisces Aries cusp also. If you're not dealing with those signs, but you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.